Mind Shift Show, where we embark on a journey into the metaverse with your guide, Nicole Maxwell, also known as the Metaverse Goddess, Technicole. The metaverse represents a new era of digital transformation, where we can augment our creativity and experience a whole new level of immutability. Join us as we explore and delve deeper into this exciting new digital realm. From process automation for your digital transformation to the latest advancements in AI and RPA, blockchain and Web3, as well as innovative ways to experience AR, VR, XR, and more. We will discuss the latest trends and insights on how to navigate the metaverse, catch up with the news, and unpack issues that nobody else is talking about. It's time for your meta mind shift. Let's discover the metaverse together. Visit our website at metamindshift.com to learn more. Don't forget to like and subscribe and then share with a friend.
Woohoo! Welcome to the Meta Mind Shift Show. My name is Nicole Maxwell, and I am really happy to be here with you today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tapping and tuning in. Today is July 5th, which means yesterday was the 4th of July. Wow. So the 4th of July is a happy day, and it's a sad day for me because it's a happy day because, fireworks and whatnot and independence and all that jazz. But it is also the day that my grandmother regained her independence and left this world. And so I remember, just how amazing she was and everything that she brought into my life. And so as we're thinking about that and just saying thank you to her for everything that she's ever blessed me with in terms of herself, her spirit, her tenacity, everything. I want to think about what this month is. And so first of all, y'all, I was laughing when I started this because I've been recording for 30 minutes, except I wasn't. So it is 6:30 almost. And I was right on time. I just forgot to press that play button. So that's all right. And it's funny. You got to be able to laugh at stuff because if you don't, you'll go crazy. And that brings us to July. July is Mental Health Awareness Month. And crazy is not a term that we talk about anymore when we're talking about mental health awareness. We talk about people in their mental health and what their state of their mental health is. And when we think about that, there's no better place to kind of grasp some new energy than in the metaverse. And so we have seen amazing things happen in the metaverse. We're going to talk about mental health today, and we're going to do that shortly. But before we do that, I want to stop and properly open the show. My name is Nicole Maxwell, and I am a digital transformation and metaverse implementation consultant. And I am the hostess and executive producer for this show. I started this show a year ago. It's been a year and some change. I'm going to call this our third season effective July 1st. We're making some changes around these parts, which is cool. I am excited about change. Change is nothing that that I shy away from. I always welcome change. It's just changing when, for the sake of change, that is not a good thing. We want to change and just make sure that the changes that we're making are good and beneficial for us all. And as I'm saying this, how does that wrap into the metaverse, Nicole? Well, when we think about the future of the metaverse, we just got done with the past. So June 1st through the 30th was the 30 days of Metaverse. And so I was able to, it kicked my butt entirely, but I was able to take a minute and remember my why. And so we always think about our whys, but in June of every year, I stop and I reset. Normally, people do that in June, or I'm sorry, in January, but I do it in January and in June. And so the reason that I do it in June is because, first of all, technical consulting, that is when our anniversary is. And so when I'm thinking about, my business, I established my business again in honor of Juneteenth. And so the reason I did that was because I wanted to claim my independence and just say, this is something that I have that is mine. And we talk about self-sovereignty on this side of the world, right, in Web3. And self-sovereignty is independence. And, all of that stuff, it just kind of goes hand in hand. So while the rest of the country did celebrate the independence of our nation on the 4th of July, folks celebrated independence on June 19th, Juneteenth, which is now a federal holiday. I've always celebrated Juneteenth. This year I was sick for it. That's all right, because I still got the job done. And the job was the 30 days of Metaverse. 30 days of Metaverse it's almost like a cleanse, y'all. It really is. It's a way for you to connect and reconnect to something, to establish a habit, because they say if you do something for 30 days, then it's going to become a habit. And I am somebody who loves to create experience-oriented NFTs. And so what I do is I have an experience, and then I go create an NFT about it. Or I think of something, and that's my experience, and I have a NFT about it. Or, I'm kind of, I use it as a thought process and a procedure for how I'm going to build out into the metaverse and beyond. And so I think that that's really cool. And it's just a way for me to make things happen. So I created the 30 Days of Metaverse movement. If y'all don't know what that is, please tap in, because you are missing out. And I think that that's unfair to you. But I also think that you should have tapped into the 30 Days of Metaverse. So there we go. In the 30 Days of Metaverse, I was able to go through every single day, and I thought of something, or I visited a different metaverse space. And I'm trying to pull it up so I can show you guys exactly, because I promised this last week that I was going to do this, was just pull up exactly what I was able to do. My phone is going nuts. I don't know where it is, though. Okay, so in the 30 Days of Metaverse, I was able to not only create different activities, different kind of movements for myself. I was able to do a whole bunch of things. So these are the things that I was able to do. I'm going to write an article about this, but I really wanted to just kind of seal it in and close it off on the show. First of all, I was able to make some amazing art. So you guys, if you know, last year I started the 30 Days of Metaverse because I wanted to seal in the moment. I was using AI art. People were jumping down my throat for the last 2 years when I've been using it. And, you're not an artist. That's technology. That's not real art. How can you call yourself an artist? There's no, what do they call that? Oh, man. It's an artsy fartsy word, but I'm not an artist, a traditional artist. I am an artist who uses my words to create visual depictions of my visions. And so that is why my art gallery on OpenSea is called Gallery of Thought. It is the gallery of my thoughts. And so I wanted to bring this to light, these things that I had been doing, and capture them and seal in the moment, because an experience-driven NFT, that's what it is. It's like Poets capture an experience for you. So a proof of experience token is what a poet is. That's why I resonate with it so much, because it's my own ethos. Like, I love the idea of creating an NFT around an event. Some of you guys may have saw Rihanna Bowl, or the NFTs that I did when House of the Dragons aired. I did them in the moment. I created those NFTs in that moment. So 30 Days of Metaverse, same thing. So let me speed this up. So not only did I mint a NFT every single day, or an NFT for every single day, I did have to do a modified schedule this year, because I needed to make sure that I took care of myself. So we're talking about mental health in the metaverse. I had to make sure that I paused and took care of myself. Y'all heard me last week. I was choking out a lung over here, and it was not hot. And I apologize for anybody who had to listen to that. But also, I was working with my nephew over here, who is thankfully sleeping. It is amazing. But he, the kids are out for summer, and so babysitters are doing things. And so, auntie to the rescue, yay. But 30 Days of Metaverse had to be modified for me. So I gave myself a reasonable accommodation, and that was that I complete the 30 Days of Metaverse, because you have no idea how that almost didn't happen. You have no idea how many times the days just almost didn't happen, and all of that was in jeopardy. So, but I made it, and I did every single day. There is an NFT to represent every day of last month and every day of my thoughts. So even if I was not able to get to the NFT process, I either used a metaverse type of technology tool, went to visit a metaverse space, or spoke about the metaverse in some kind of way. And then I also created that NFT. So the NFT may have been late. The posting of the NFT for surely was late on Twitter, because y'all know I'm not a social media queen. But I was able to do all 31 days. So pat on the back to me. Yay. Pat on the back to Curious Jermaine Gregory. Jermaine Gregory, Curiously Gregory Jermaine. Jermaine Gregory over in the UK. So, congratulations to us for having an event that spans the world. We are international for sure. And 30 Days of Metaverse was actually mentioned by William Jackson, who was out in another country. I think he was over in Europe somewhere. I'm not sure. But hey, we're worldwide. So we were worldwide last year as well. So I just wanted to add that in there, because it's funny to me. But the metaverse experiences that I had, I didn't always talk about what those were in Twitter, and definitely not in the body of the NFTs. So unless it was relevant, I didn't say anything. We did go to Metaverse Beauty Week. I did thankfully get into the Avatar Convention Center by Chris K-Bot. And over in Crypto Voxels, got there on the 29th day. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in there, because I love and appreciate everything that he's done. And I just remember his journey for having to acquire his virtual real estate. And I can't wait to catch up with him, because I want to ask him how he feels now that it's on the other side of gone through that journey. But anyway, I'm rambling. So 30 Days of Metaverse. In addition to the 30 days, I did go to Metaverse experiences. So not only was there Decentraland, there was a whole lot of Roblox, because I am hanging out with my niece these days. There was Spatial for sure, because, regardless of what I'm doing, I got clients. So Spatial for sure. And then also on Cyber, some of you guys know that I teach over in On Cyber. I've taught people how to create On Cyber galleries and do that, and that was something I did 2 years ago. There's lots of different spaces. So I am someone who does not So there's different ways to think about this, but I think of virtual world creators as 3D graphic artists. I am not a 3D graphic artist. I don't sit there, like, I have done it, but I don't consider myself to be one. It's kind of like calling myself a full stack developer. I actually am a full stack developer, want to, get the education for that and all that, but I don't put that into practice. And so there's billions of people out here who can do that part better than me and faster than me. So I don't really own that. There are people like Artsy who build 3D virtual spaces, and I tip my hat to them when I'm thinking about um, building the space. But when it comes to defining that experience for it, to curating and cultivating what should be there, what should not be there, what the people, really, really want, and like giving you guidance and insight for why you need certain things and why you don't, or what the impact of something can be, and pulling all those pieces together. That is squarely in my background as an implementation consultant. I do the end to end of that. And so I can pull the resources together because I know who the resources are. But that was not what I was saying on that. The other thing that I wanted to say about the 30 days of metaverse. So I also got into experiencing AR. So popped off into Super World, went over into my own AR spaces, and then also experience some new stuff. So there's stuff on your phone. So if you are, especially now, a couple of years ago, last year, looking at the tools and the ways that you had to adopt augmented reality, they were not there. But you do have those available to you now. So you can just search your phone for an AR experience and go tap into it. I went over to Meta World. Ironically, I think it's called Meta World My Life. That's funny. But that's actually something that I pondered also. So some of you guys don't know why I'm laughing, so let me catch everybody up. 2 years ago, there was an article. There was a gentleman in an article, okay? So there was a space called Meta World, and it still exists out there today. In its website form, it is still there. And a gentleman said that he had built up all these other worlds and that he was building a persistent simulator that would allow you to just experience the metaverse. Let's just put that as blanket as I can put it. But it was kind of an expose that was done, one of many thousands and billions of exposes that have been done on this side of the world for someone. But that was the space where Nicole Maxwell wanted to be. And so if if you've known me for a while, you know that that's the space I wanted to be in. So I find it ironic that two things have happened. One, there is an actual space called Meta World, and it is on your phone, and you can go play it. It's more like a game than it is the metaverse, but they do have metaverse-like aspects to it, but it is animated. It's not like a real-world type of simulation, which the other one did claim to be. But there's also an opportunity for us to look back at kind of the thoughts that were going around in 2021. And so this was 2021. Again, this was a gentleman who said that he had a hand in building AltSpace, and there was a whole entire article expose. I'm not going into that because I have my own thoughts and feelings on that article. I feel like it was just a straight up teardown of an individual, which I was worried about his mental health after that thing came out. But it did turn out that, the community decided that this guy was a fraudster of all kinds, and that he was doing things that were counter to our ethos in Web3. And the thing that he was doing that people did not vibe with was using in-game assets in a space. Now, I'm a gamer. So for me, I already know that in-game assets are something that are heavily used in games. So if you want to build a game, there are plenty of places and stores that you can go to, Unity being a very big one of them, where you can go buy in-game assets and place them as 3D objects in your game. There's backgrounds, there's all sorts of stuff. So I'm just going to say assets. And so for me, it never really sat right. So I waited. I didn't start the witch hunt, and I didn't really go deep on the witch hunt because I knew that. And what I didn't like about it was the fact that this gentleman ripped off someone's, like, he just, instead of creating something unique, so, you got this ball and this ball is red, instead of you saying, I got a blue ball, he literally was just like, yo, red ball for sale. It's like, he didn't do anything to make that difference. So that to me is straight up plagiarism. That is fraud. And that is, going against kind of the ethos of any kind of artist and space and place and kind of all that stuff. But at the heart of the article was the idea that he was ripping people off because, or in the community, not so much the article, was the idea that he was ripping people off because he had used in-game assets instead of something he had created himself. Fast forward that a bit, okay, because he got ousted. I mean, ousted, canceled, court was on. Fast forward to now, we have Sketchfab, who is directly linked into Spatial. And it is an amazing feature. Like, I love it. I use it all the time and have since they started it last year. So I thought about this during 30 Days of Metaverse because I thought about evolution and how we get to where we are. And so, unfortunately, maybe he was ahead of his time. He's still a scammer and he still owes me my space in MetaWorld. Or a refund. And you know what? Nifty owes me a refund too because they burned my NFT that I bought and paid for because they went with the okie doke that the community crowd was creeping out on. I bought into it, but now it's perfectly acceptable to do what he's done. And so that it's weird. So what I'm saying is, guys, we need to be really cautious about what it is that we're saying and what it is that we're doing, and give people an opportunity to speak. And I did give him an opportunity. Everybody else was kind of like, no, cancel. But I gave him the opportunity to provide us with a demo, and he would not do that. Or I could not find him to give that demo during the time that we had scheduled. So anyway, I don't want to spend too much more of my time on that, but mental health in the metaverse made me think about that. Excuse me. All right. So what next? So we're thinking about the future of NFTs in the metaverse, 30 days of metaverse. So what was I able to accomplish during the 30 days of metaverse? This year, I was able to accomplish quite a bit. So here's my list of things that I was able to accomplish this year. One, I did all the NFTs. So AI art generation, it was really cool to see the comparison between this year's NFTs and last year's NFTs. And there are some of them that have a direct correspondence. So I took exactly what I was thinking about last year at this time and compared it with the same thoughts this year. So the days are the exact same names. And even on one of them, I know that the whole entire description is exactly the same because we haven't made any progress in that area. But then I also compared the artwork. So just being able to look back at my art 1 year ago today, the advancements in AI and art generation and all of these great, wonderful things has been insane. It's been so cool. And I use insane as a love word since we're in mental health month. I mean it as, take it as I meant it, which is innovation is absolutely swirling off the charts this year. But I was able to do some other stuff. So let's take a minute and think about that. I was a world traveler, so I traveled from world to world. You can do this right now by just jumping into a VR headset if you have one, and then traveling to different areas around the world. You can go to Italy, Paris, France, Morocco, anywhere that suits your soul. And you can find a 3D panoramic shot, a panoramically shot video, and walk through someone else's shoes as they're walking through that part of the world. Um, I also became an author and a co-author. Now, I was already an author. My ebook came out last month or the month before, so in May. But I wrote a book with my niece, and we minted that as an NFT. Um, I wrote 2 books in the month of June. So actually 3, but the 2 that I'm going to talk about are out and available. So one is the book, well, it's not available, but it's the book that I wrote with my niece. So we wrote a book called Magic in the Metaverse, and she gave all the inputs for it, and then we tailored it together to just kind of make sure that it flowed right. And then I did all the graphical artwork, but she selected everything that she wanted. And so I'm going to do a class on that here soon because I want other kids to have that experience. I want our little kids to be able to be published and authors by the time they're 10. So we can do that now. And I think that that's kind of cool. I also became a publisher. So my business, Technical Consulting, now has a publishing branch. And it had that in May when I published the other one. But also, because we published this together, now I have another person. So it's not just me. I'm not just self-publishing. I'm publishing for others as well. Producer. I produced a song. So I did an ode to the metaverse, and that is actually in there as well. I became a world builder. So I sat down, and that's what I was saying earlier, is that I don't typically do that part of it, but I did. And so I built a classroom. I built a couple of different things, and was able to get them out there. And then, they're there. So that's actually kind of cool. I won't be expanding into that though, because that's not my forte. I know the things that I'm good at, and I'm good at a whole bunch of stuff, but other stuff is just like, I'm good at it, but really, like, let someone else do that. I don't have to do everything. I do everything, but I don't have to. So I'm going to let everybody else keep going with that one. Plus, AI is coming for world building as well. We have seen some great strides just in this last week with AI art, not AI art generation, but AI metaverse world generation. So you can now create 3D virtual spaces. Like, we've known that, we've had this available for a couple of months, but the tech is getting really, really great. Avatars are even being able to be generated just by the words that you speak. So linguists, folks like Dr. Tammy, are going to be in high demand because they are the ones who are going to be able to educate you on how to talk. Technologists are the ones that are going to be able to help you to understand how to prompt, and we're seeing that too. I am the one who's going to help you be different from everybody else and do your own thing. So that is who I am. That's what I'm always doing. I became an experience creator, so I created experiences for folks. A museum creator. I created a museum and put some things in there. I was planning to, like I said, I was planning to flush out the whole 30 Days of Metaverse, have our whole museum there. I'm still going to do that. Parts of it I was able to do, parts of it I was not able to do. So it's not out. It's not published to you, but I know it's there. And I can check that off because there's certain things that I have not done. But now I have. And so I wanted to make sure that I did those, and I could do those from the comfort of my own home while I was hacking up a lung, uh, and still make some progress on some things. So that was cool. I also became a songwriter, a composer, and I have always been an innovator. So the songs and the composition of those songs So I created AI songs with Google LMS. No, Google Music LM, I think is what it's called, and use that to then find some lyrics or to find a song to compose with, and that was really cool. Um, I'm an innovator, a decentralized innovator, and I've been a decentralized innovator for a long time. You guys have saw, last year I started using that term. But decentralized innovator, that's really what I am. Like, you can't put me in a box because I don't fit in one. I am all over the place with everything that I do. And I like that. It helps me to keep my brain on track because sometimes I wake up and you know what? I want to be creative. Other times I wake up and it's like, yo, I need to just dive into this process, break it down and fix it. And then I do that and I love it. And so I love that, like, from day to day, like, I can just kind of like maneuver from one thing to another, to another, to another. And I'm never bored. Especially when it comes to the metaverse, especially now that, we're pioneering this thing out and there's always something to do. So that's cool. And then I didn't get to do the one thing that I wanted to do, which was develop AR, which arguably that's probably the easiest thing to do, but I have not done it. So that'll be next on my list of to-dos. Okay, next up, what happened to the music? The music totally just stopped. I'm going to play that again. There. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is just, I tell people all the time, you can do anything and then mint it on the web. You saw that I took one of my NFTs, snatched it off of Ethereum, and moved it over to Tezos. Um, those are the kind of things that you're allowed to do when you have to. Some people will frown on that. I used to frown on it too until the situation demanded that I needed to do it. So if you want to hear more about that, go watch the show from either last week or the week before that. All right. But now we're heading into hot girl summer, which it's probably not hot girl summer because I'm old, so I'm sticking with what hot girl summer was like 2, 3, 5 years ago. But whatever summer it is summer, and so it's hot wherever you are. There's some hotness going on, and so my stuff is hot. I use June and July to cleanse things out. June was amazing. We got really connected and really sticky again with the metaverse and kind of got really clear and laser sharp focused on what my objectives were for even being in the space, like why it meant so much to me and being able to do that. I played games. I, took trips through VR. I was active on my phone. I played Saving Party Island. I did things. I played with AR filters with my niece quite a bit. We were in Roblox. I built out in Roblox, y'all. I did a whole bunch of stuff in 30 days that allowed me to really say that if there's something you want to do, the metaverse has it for you. And really, that's what my goal was this year, was to be about it. I tell people all the time, you want to write songs, do it for the metaverse. You want to write a cookbook, do it, create an NFT, mint it, and then create your virtual space about it. I've done the process. So now I can say wholeheartedly, I've done the process and there's no gaps in there. Like all of it, I've done it. And now I have kind of the framework for that fleshed out even more so than I already did. So that was my goal. That's why I'm happy to report we did that thing, y'all, even though I was sick as a dog. And then that makes it even better, right? Like, I did it even though I was sick as a dog. And even though, I didn't think I was going to make it. I did it. Life is kicking my butt this year. And it's been amazing just to be able to do it. So I did it. Boop, I did it. So now we're in July. July is where we come off of June and we kind of get to realize and actualize on some stuff. So I have some really cool stuff coming out. The book that I was dropping on Monday, I had to hold it because I have to redo it. There's something that happened that I need to go back and just kind of change everything that I did, do a little bit of a different theme. I'm going to change some names of characters and do some different stuff. But that children's book will be on the shelves on Monday. July 1st has me in my mental health mode. For my creativity mode, though, it's off the charts. And so I was hoping to have some of the stuff done for today's show, but I don't have the visuals where I want them yet. So I may do a special show tomorrow. I may do a special show a Friday, depending on when I can get it done. But I want to put that out there so you guys can see it. You will be dying to do 30 days of Metaverse after you see what I'm doing now that I've been able to kind of get sticky and clear on some stuff. When it comes out, y'all are going to be like, Nicole, what in the world? But I'm really excited about it. So I hope you guys are too. Check out my Twitter. Check out my LinkedIn. And hi to everybody who's watching on LinkedIn. Hi to all those who are watching on YouTube. And like I said, I'm testing with EvMux today. So I am not widely broadcasting this one to kind of all my different channels because I just wanted to do that and give EvMux some love too, because they have a really cool platform and they need to have folks know that it's out here. But yeah, so I have some really cool stuff planned, more classes, more I have been slacking on my blog articles, but they'll be on the way too. So if you guys have been missing me on LinkedIn, it's coming. But my art has been amazing. So you guys definitely tap in for that. I'm going to go ahead and shut stuff down. It's just about 7:00 here. And I know that this is like a 30-minute one, but that's because I did the 30 minutes in advance. So this month, look forward to Sip and Learns every Saturday. And I think it's Saturday and not Wednesday, Saturday and Thursday. So tomorrow we have a Sip and Learn. You can schedule those with me at info@technical.com, or you can reach out to me and we'll set something up specifically. Also, and a Sip and Learn, just so y'all know what that is, I am teaching you how to do some of the stuff that I do. So it's really, really cool. And I'm just going to say that. So there we go. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. So Sip and Learn, there we go. Boopity boop. Sip and Learn Metaverse, and I didn't give you any info that I wanted to give you on that. Sorry. Again, I'm learning EvMux, and it's enjoyable, but it's also fun. So here we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do is so classes, the proposal class, if you want a class to learn about how to incorporate AI or ChatGPT into your proposal workflow, you can reach out to me for that too. I don't know that I'm going to reschedule a event for this month, but I will definitely have one in August. So if you can't wait until August, if things are picking up on your end of the world or slow on your end of the world, wherever they are, then you can reach out to me at info@technical and I'll get you scheduled too for that. My calendar is back open. So y'all know that I've had it closed for a while, but my calendar is back open for appointments a day. You can get tapped in anytime that you need to talk about the metaverse and kind of feel your way around, or you want to discover what we have to offer with technical consulting and augmenting your creativity and your productivity with AI, then I am here for that too. And, you know, that I'm getting over it. I promise I won't be coughing no more. We have a lot of really cool things going on. So packages are coming up, our summer packages. I will have those out at the end of this week. And then the newsletter should be coming out Sunday. So fingers crossed that all that happens and my health stays good, because I'm feeling energized now, y'all. We got some things to do and it's coming. It's coming. Um, and I'm also, I don't do this professionally, but, or well, not that I don't do this professionally, because everything I do is professional, but if you want to have your book published, I can help you with that as well. And so I'm probably a lot a better of a choice than some of the other folks that you could possibly end up with. I do not do the marketing and sales for that though. So there's a niche that I have, and it is getting you set up and ready to go, and then helping you move along your way. And that is what I'm sticking to. Implementation of your book is what we call that. So, man, what else do we have to talk about? Oh, articles for the day. So we're gonna get out of here in a second, but I did want to tap into the idea of mental health in the metaverse. And so, as we're looking at this, we have mental health in the metaverse. It is something that, affects everybody. And when we're thinking about mental health in the metaverse, there are ways that the metaverse helps. So testing is being done on humans. Let's just be real about that. Yeah, it is. Meta has kind of alluded to that. The that there's data that they're collecting on the back end, and then they take it and maneuver it in somebody's dungeon and then come out with something new, which is scary, which is why we need a decentralized headset. But that is not why I'm talking about this today. This is very cool because this is outlining the fact that the World Economic Forum is highlighting the metaverse as a potential solution for worldwide mental health crisis. The metaverse, as a virtual community, provides opportunities for social interaction that may help alleviate rather than exacerbate mental health problems. What is really cool about this is that there was already oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I didn't read that part. I'm going to read that part out loud so you guys can realize why I said, oh. There was already a global mental health problem before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. The current situation has taken the issue to new heights. There is an immediate need for creative solutions because rising demand for mental health services has outstripped available resources. To counter this, the United States is thinking about opening up federal payment for telemental health treatments. Now, think about that, but then also think about the metaverse. So what is the metaverse? A virtual space, right? So we've seen virtual therapy. We've seen virtual offices. I've got a virtual office. Several others have virtual offices. We have seen that VR headsets have been used to cure problems. And in cows, it has made their milk more supple. More, I don't know what the right word is for milk being better. We're just going to say it's made the cow's milk better. And we've seen all that. So now it is very cool that they're recognizing that AR and VR tools can provide opportunities for social interaction and experience. We've been talking about this for years, you already know. But it's a virtual place where people can network with one another for both business and personal purposes. So think about our introverts of the world. We've got a very vibrant influencer out there who likes to say that, everybody has already done everything. And I'm the first one to remind these people that, hey, no, a very small percentage of the world is tapped into the metaverse right now. A very small percentage of the world actually knows what the metaverse is or is even thinking about it, much less in the space where they can think about the metaverse. And so those people know about the metaverse, but everybody else doesn't know. And so we have that opportunity to extend things to people and be helpful. And so that's what we need to be doing as influencers, as people who are out here helping people to find their groove. The promise of gaming platforms, hello, in mental health therapy has been previously established. Guess who had a game assigned to them by their doctor in what, like 2005? Yeah, around there. Because I had tendonitis and my job, I was working like 80 hours a week, and my doctor was like, yo, give yourself some free time and just connect with something that, you know, is a hobby of yours. And that was my hobby, was gaming. Back when I was a kid, that's what I enjoyed. And he was just like, so reconnect with that and enjoy, you know, doing that as a break, because I couldn't get out and go to like Six Flags. I couldn't do all that stuff. I was working so much, and then by the time I was in a different space, I was tired. And so he kept, you know, he is the one who told me to get back into gaming. And so I did, and I have loved it ever since then. This is what I was talking about earlier, and I couldn't remember the name of the space, but in for those mothers who have kids and they are, you know, driving you crazy, or you're at home and, you know, maybe hubby is out making the bacon or whatever, or, you know, holding each other down, or even, I guess, if the opposite exists and is true in your household, then you have the opportunity to actually toss on your VR headset and find a way while the kids sleep. Like my nephew, thankfully, has been asleep through this whole broadcast. Um, but find a way to get your VR headset and go and visit spaces like Trip. Trip is very fun. It is a mental, I don't know, what do they call it? Because I don't want to call it something that's not. It's a mindful metaverse, which is an interesting way to say it's therapy. It's where you can kind of vibe with energy and harmony in a virtual space, which is encompassing. By utilizing VR technology, it provides users with a tranquil setting to meditate and practice mindfulness. I loved Trip when I first went in there a couple of years ago. It was like one of the best places to just sit there and literally reduce stress. And so it's in your headset. If you have one, if you have a Quest headset, you can definitely tap into that. There's other places though. So what I was saying earlier, and I think that this part got cut off, is that for those parents who are, you know, like I am right now. I'm not a parent, but I'm an auntie. And so I'm watching my nephew, and he is a rambunctious little 2-year-old who just recently was diagnosed with autism. Um, and so we're navigating that. And it's can wear you out like any other 2-year-old. Listen. But he's learning every day, and we're having to be very focused on his learning and his behavior and the things that he's doing, and making sure that he's okay, and you know, kind of like what is defining his personality around how he's coping with his certain things, right? And so I have definitely tapped into myself, saying to other people, hey, you know, I used to tell women that were asking this question, how can I capture just a moment to myself with the metaverse? And one way you can do that is, if you can, put on your headset when they're asleep. You can travel the world. You can go to Italy. You can go to Paris. You can go to France. You can go to, or Paris is in France, but you can go to anywhere in the world. My favorite place in the whole world is Morocco. And if you want to, you can find a someone who's gone through the travels there, and walk through the streets of Morocco, or sit on a beach in Morocco, go to Casablanca, and see it visually. And you can turn around and you can view the entire thing in your VR headset. And I think that that's really cool. But taking it one step further, something like Trip, when the child is asleep, you're able to actually gain some peace. And so when they wake up and they're full of energy, so are you. And you didn't have to take a nap to do that, because naps can be, what do they call them? Baby naps or mom naps or something like that. Those things will wear you out too, because your child is asleep and then all of a sudden you find yourself asleep, and it's not like one of those cat naps. It's like one of those deep, I'm in a coma, oh my God, yes, thank you, we're both asleep, and they're hot on you. It's one of those things. Moms out there know what I'm talking about. But it is a way for you. So there's help if you want to use the metaverse to help you to kind of just find your way you can do that. So anyway, let's see if there's anything else. Ultrasonic waves, utilizing the metaverse, both patients, doctor visits in the metaverse, patients, and the growth of virtual environments can reap significant benefits. The metaverse has the potential to serve as a one-stop shop for all facets of mental health care, from education and awareness to treatment and rehabilitation. It's a meeting place where people can get help and participate in therapeutic activities. Better mental health results are possible thanks to the metaverse's ability to provide individualized interactive experiences. Let me just say this too. This next paragraph is important, so I'm going to read that too. So I'm sorry for anybody who's like, why are you just reading? But let me say that there are perks to VR, and one of them, there's two that I'm going to say. So one of them is the ability for people to escape, right? So that's a negative, it's a plus. Escapism is one of the things. Oh man, EvMux, you're killing me. So EvMux has this wonderful thing where they allow you to preview yourself before you go live. I totally forgot to push this live. So you've been sitting there staring at the article this whole time. You probably read the whole thing, but like I've been looking like this whole time. And so I've been very animated, and you've been seeing me, and I apologize for that. We'll get this together, I promise. But you heard what I said. What I said wasn't different. So what I wanted to say is that when you are in the metaverse, you are happy. You have like this sense of just being a kid again. Like there's so many places you can go to, so many different things that you can do, and you really do feel like just jovial. Like it's very nice. And so maybe some moms need to just be happy. And so that's a quick way to just find happiness very quickly and then escape that. And it gives you that sense of releasing some of the frustrations that can come from any toddler who's running around all day. I went to the park this week, and the parents just looked like they were just their kids were running. I was just like, it's so sad, and I can laugh about it because I was there, right? But looking like they just need babysitters, like a lot of them. They really felt like it really felt like just the whole park, everybody was just walking around like zombies. And their kids were running the show. And I think that we have an opportunity now to reclaim the status of adult and to help our kids not sense that from us, because they can sense when we're not happy. And so we're talking about mental health. And so your mental health matters, but so does theirs. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm not a medical professional or anything like that, nor do I pretend to be one on TV or any other show. But I know some stuff. So we're going to say that. The other thing I wanted to do is read this very last paragraph. And that is, in light of the significance as a threat, of its significance as a threat to public health, the United States Surgeon General has declared war on excessive screen time and social media usage. This call to action is consistent with the ongoing investigation of the metaverse as a possible answer to the critical mental health crisis. The potential for the metaverse to transform mental health care by making it more accessible and effective interventions for those in need is a topic of intense interest around the world. I love this article. And And I am interested in understanding the Surgeon General more. John, why not? Thank you so much for writing this article. You did a great job. Good job. But I also want to say that, you know what, screen time is a problem, but we're heading towards the metaverse. So how do we find ways where those two things can coexist, where we have spaces that people like to be in? We are allowing to remove borders, really, in terms of education and communication and collaboration. The world is opening up, and there's others who just want to close it down. So how do we navigate that? I don't know. We're gonna have to do that. So today's show is almost over. I said that 30 minutes ago, and I mean it right now. Again, I don't have the commercials for my sponsors, but I'm happy to say Artsy and the EE Testing Center. I appreciate both y'all. And I also want to say to everybody else who is watching, so we appreciate you. We appreciate your presence, and thank you for being here. And I am going to throw on my own commercials. And don't forget, like, seriously, I have some great things coming. So please, when I send out this email, if you are not on this list, you're going to be mad. And then also, stay connected with me on Instagram, Technical, and then stay connected with me on, you can just, you know what, go to metamindshift.com. That is where all of my social media contact information is. But check me out on Twitter, because that's where a lot of this stuff is going to be, but it will also be on LinkedIn. And if we are actual business colleagues or anything like that, you can reach out to me on Alignable. So that's it for today's show. You guys, thank you for watching. I know I covered a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be capturing mental health in the metaverse for the rest of the month. We're going to explore autism. And that's the one thing I didn't say. So I had 30 minutes of recording before I realized I wasn't live. So really quickly, one last thing is that I told you guys that my nephew was diagnosed with autism. He's 2 years old, and I am the person who loves technology. And so I am trying to create resources for him. And so at some point this month, we're going to explore that. I want to get it together, make sure that I know what I'm doing and it's cool. But I have some ideas. And of course, it involves AI. Of course, it involves the metaverse. And of course, it involves children. And so don't forget to every Monday this week, a new book's going to drop. So it will be on my website. It will also be on both Google and Amazon Kindle. And what else? That's it. I'm done. All right. Courses, classes, all that stuff. I'm done. I'm out of here. Bye.
Technology is changing at the fastest pace seen in years. Are you keeping up? New technologies are emerging as a result of the digital transformation all the time. Small businesses need to be prepared to adapt. Stay sharp. Let Technical Consulting help you ensure your business is ready as we head towards a metaverse.
Unlock the power of AI-driven avatars with AI Avatar Tech by Technical. Elevate your brand and captivate your audience with custom animated videos.